I'm SOS from the City and welcome to my first YouTube video. So I'm excited to share my Make 9 2022 plans with you. Hint, they're very fabric stash based, as my aim is to reduce my fabric stash this year. So pretty much all the projects I've got in mind are from my fabric stash, so it's quite exciting to be able to share those with you. So first up, we've got this viscose Marrakein, which I bought in March last year from Rainbow Fabrics. It's really lovely black and white. So I bought this with making a skirt in mind. I was thinking about self-drafting, but I've never done anything like that before. So actually it was amazing when I found the SABINA skirt by the Little Pomegranate, which is a free pattern. So I thought that'd be quite a good pairing. This is something that I wanted to make as part of my autumn winter capsule, which did get me thinking the fabric's very thin. So I thought, oh, actually probably need to get some lining. I was on the lookout for lining, and then I realised I had this lovely burgundy lining in my fabric stash. It's quite a special one I bought it actually in Singapore in 2019. I had something else that I was planning to make at the time which needed lining, but I never got around to buying the outer fabric, and it's kind of fallen to the bottom of my sewing plans, so it's quite good that I can repurpose this, and I think it's going to make a gorgeous lining. I know obviously you'll be able to see it, but a gorgeous lining with this fabric, so that it's going to be really good warm, well hopefully warm enough, autumn winter skirt. So then next is something I've also had in mind for a while. So I was planning on making just the trousers of the Vogue 1571 pattern. The reason is I actually did a trouser fitting class in November 2020, and I was really keen to do sort of high-waisted but fitted trousers. At the time I actually really struggled to find anything. These aren't super high-waisted, but I think they're quite nice. They're sort of, the idea was to make them sort of for work, although it's not like I go into work very much anymore, so we'll see how that pans out. So again, back in March, I got this beautiful viscose linen, also from Rainbow Fabrics, and I thought, you know what, that'd be perfect with that pattern. It was meant to be part of my spring and summer wardrobe last year, but I didn't get around to making it, so I still want to make it this year because I sort of planned out what tops it would go with. It's going to add so much versatility to my wardrobe, so I am very keen to make it. The only problem I've got with that is obviously did a trouser fitting class and I had a perfectly fitting toile, but I've grown a little bit since then, so it doesn't fit anymore. So it's kind of bittersweet. Gonna have to go back to the drawing board, make a new toile to check it fits. So that's probably why I've been putting off this project last year, but I really hope to get to that one in 2022. And also, quick bonus, it would be my first entry to the Lilac Lovers Club. I love lilacs, I don't know why I've not bought anything. I don't know if it's a colour for me, but I love it. So yeah, really excited to make this one in 2022. Okay, so next up we have the LOIS dress by TESSUTI Fabrics. So this one was the first ever post I saved on Instagram as sort of a to make inspiration post. So I've clearly been keen to make this dress for a while. Not really sure why I've never made it. I've owned the pattern for a while. So again, when I did my Rainbow Fabrics order back in March, I got this burgundy fabric. Well, it's not really burgundy, dark red. Red is not my colour, so this is definitely experimental for me. Again, maybe why I didn't make it last summer. But I want to give it a go. So also it's a viscose fabric, it wasn't super expensive. So the LOIS dress, I love it so much. Hopefully it's got future possibility in some gorgeous fabric, so this would be a good practice to check the fit, etc. So hopefully that's another one I'll give a go this year. Okay, so the next theme of my Make 9 was that I wanted to work on some really big goals this year. So it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been wanting to make a coat. So I'm very excited to make that this year. I actually, so as I said, I've been trying not to buy fabric, but I made an exception for these sort of big special projects. So I bought this sort of sage minty colour wool, I think it's a wool blend, at the Knitting and Stitching show last year. So it's from Lily Fabrics. I absolutely love it. I'm going to make the Opium coat by Deer and Doe, which is really cool, sort of triangle, some very cool pockets on it. So it's all big learning curve for me. I've never done anything with sort of lining, that kind of thing. So yeah, I got this gorgeous fancy lining fabric, which came from Montrose Fabric. I don't know if that's how you say it. It's kind of pinkish colour. So 2 colours that I don't think I have anything in, but excited to put them together and see how it goes. So very excited. Also my brother very kindly got me a clapper for Christmas. So basically all the gear and no idea. So there'll be a lot of learning going on this year for that. Okay, so the other big learning curve I want to make this year, I've been thinking about it for a very long time, is to make jeans. I haven't got any fabric yet, but I've got this gorgeous label from Little Rosy Cheeks. Also got the Knitting and Stitching show. This is my manifestation of I will make jeans hopefully this year. I'm thinking the Dawn jeans pattern, but it's not really set in stone yet. I'm thinking about going to a class just to learn what I need to do. But yeah, I'm very excited. Fingers crossed we'll end this year with a pair of jeans, which is very exciting. Okay, so next up, I was thinking, okay, right, what do I have in my fabric stash that I want to use up? So rather than going sort of from the pattern to the fabric, just going the other way from the fabric to the pattern. So this I've had for a very long time, I think since 2019. I bought it by accident. I was making, it wasn't a complete accident, I was making a bottle green stretch dress, but it wanted a very stable knit. I didn't know much about knits at the time at all, and I bought this, I think, from Minerva. It didn't have the stretch percentage, so I kind of thought, you know what, I'll just go for it, which was a bit naive and stupid. I should have, I don't know, messaged to ask what the stretch percentage was, or actually bought from somewhere where I knew where the stretch percentage was. So it's completely wrong. It's far too stretchy for the project I was using it for. So I was actually going to de-stash this in September as part of the Sew Yourself Sustainable Challenge. But during that time, it got me thinking, another pattern I've had for ages and not made is the Sirocco jumpsuit. This is Deer and Doe again. It calls for a lot of stretch, this pattern, so I'm hoping that actually these will pair quite nicely. I love the colour. I'm really keen to make a jumpsuit. It's like a super comfy outfit. And yeah, it's great to use stuff you've already got in your stash, so I'm really happy that I found a plan for this one. So yeah, the next one, I'm gonna get it out. It's a fabric that my granny had. She used to do a bit of sewing, but not a huge amount. So I don't even know what it is. So she'll probably try and work out what it is. But it's really nice, a nice floral fabric. And it's got a really nice sort of strong, like crunchy structure to it. So I've had this in my stash. She gave it to me when I started sewing. And I really want to make a skirt, like a nice billowing skirt, and sort of experiment with some new techniques to get really good volume. So I don't know whether to try sort of various linings or net skirt inside to try and make it really voluminous. So that I've had that in mind for 2-3 years, I guess. And I actually bought, to go with it, I bought this lovely, it's a sand wash silk, which I also bought on my trip to Singapore in 2019. So I'm thinking like cute little cami that will go with a really lovely skirt. So yeah, I've had that for ages, haven't got around to making anything from it. But I found the Veronika skirt from NIELSEN. It's another free pattern. So yeah, I'm hoping to give that one a go. I've got matching zip and bias tape as well. So I don't know if I'll need the bias tape, but yeah, I'm hoping to give that a go this year. I think it'll be a really cute outfit. It's something I've had in my stash for so long, and I just want to make something to wear. So that's an exciting one. So then that's got me to 7. So I had to think about 2 more gaps. So the next one is a work in progress that has been languishing in my drawer since summer 2020. So I tried to make a swimsuit. It's the Lixum bikini from OPIUM. And I was making a beautiful sort of colour blocked, I've got the fabric here. So I was doing colour blocked navy and green. I got these from Frumble Fabrics. I can't remember which way around. I think I was doing mostly green with like a navy band. So green top, navy band, and then green bottoms. But eventually I thought if it worked well, I can also make navy bottoms, mix and match, which would be really cool. I gave up because I just couldn't get the swimmer elastic to attach to the fabric at all. I was meant to be overlocking it on, but it would just go all over the place, complete nightmare. I tried basting it with my sewing machine, but that wasn't working either. But now I've got a walking foot. I'm feeling optimistic that I will be able to give it a go. So that's a kind of take 2 for me. And I'm really excited to have a bikini that I've made myself, which would be another big skill then, really. Okay, so finally I just went through my saved items on Instagram. I had a long list, sort of short list of things that I want to make next year. But I was really challenging myself to think, okay, is there anything in my fabric stash that would go with any of those patterns? So the pattern that I'm going for is this MCCALL'S 7909. I want to make this view here. I saw a gorgeous version of this on Instagram and I was really keen to make it. So this is the fabric that I want to use for it. So it's a navy, I don't know if you can see that, it's navy with a slight sheen to it. I actually bought this in Copenhagen, bit of a theme here. I actually quite like buying fabric when I'm on holiday because I think it's a really nice souvenir that even though it's not like a classic souvenir replace, if you make something from it, you're always going to remember that's the fabric that I bought in this certain place. So I love using that as an excuse for shop. Obviously not had so many holidays in the last year or so. But anyway, so this was from Copenhagen. And I can't remember for the life of me what it is, which is a bit annoying. I do know that I looked it up at the time because it was in Danish. So I Googled it. I remember thinking, oh yeah, that sounds really eco-friendly, which is great. But I can't for the life of me remember what it is. So I'm going to hazard a guess at Cupro. I don't know if that's how you say it. I did try burn test, not very conclusive. Maybe some kind of like eco viscose, don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I think that could work with that jumpsuit. I think it would look quite chic, nice sort of with pep heels in the summer. Yeah, so that's what I'm going for. It also definitely made me think I definitely need to keep track of my fabric I buy. I think when it's buying online, which to be fair, most of my fabric buying is online, it's quite easy to keep track because you can search back through your confirmation emails to see what type of fabric it was. But when you're buying it in person, it's really important just to remember what the composition of it is. Because clearly at the time I thought, oh, I'll obviously remember that, and 2 years later, still in my fabric stash and no idea what it is. So yes, that's a learning curve for me. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed hearing about my Make 9. I don't know that I'll definitely stick to it. I do feel quite strongly that it's no point stressing myself out that I have to make these 9 things in this year, but it's really nice to have a starting point, thinking about what to make. It's really good at this time of year, just getting excited. I don't have as much time at this time of year because work gets quite busy, so not got as much time for making, so it's good to be excited about what I can make when I've got time. Anyway, thanks for listening and I hope you have a good day.